Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our podcast here. I am your host, Joel,
I'm Andrea.
and we are two siblings that love to hate each other. And we thought a podcast would be a great way to express our hatred for one another. The template or the structure of the podcast pretty simple. Uh, for the first half of the podcast, it'll be Andrea filling me in on some sort of gossip or some sort of stuff that's going on in pop culture that I'm probably not aware of because that's not my kind of thing. Um, and then I will have a game that I have created for Andrea. We'll explain it when we get to it. And then at the very end, we have um, some miscellaneous stuff. For the past couple of weeks, I've been reacting to some BTS songs that I don't really listen to BTS, so that's going to be all brand new. So I react and we talk about a little bit about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Andrea, start us off.
Okay, bet. So, where we left off last time we recorded, I was talking about that, like the drama that happened between Kim and Kourtney Kardashian, right? And I had mentioned Rob Kardashian, and I gotta apologize to you, Hoy, because I there are some things that maybe you're not gonna want to compare yourself to Rob.
Okay,
um,
I had high hopes.
I didn't realize how much I didn't, because again, keep in mind, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians was like early 2010s to like, well, the entire 2010s.
Wait,
So
so it's not on anymore?
so it's Keeping Up with the Kardashians was on the network E on like normal like television. It ended in 2021, I believe. And then they switched so it was Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but now it changed to The Kardashians and it's on Hulu. So it's like a separate show now. And I think it's also the Kardashians have more of like a producer like background in it, so they have like more control. Um, yeah. So that's so I kind of forgot some things, but let's just dive right in. So Robert Kardashian, he is the youngest. I can't remember if last time I said he was either the youngest or the second youngest, but he's the youngest of like the Kardashians because
I think you
there's
said the youngest.
yeah, so there's them and then there's like the Kardashian Jenners, which is like Kylie and Kendall Jenner. Um, he was born March 17th, 1987. So age gaps are important here because there's also some other drama that happened, and I'll go into that. So basically, to kind of start off, when he first started to be in Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I believe he was 20 years old. So he was like fairly young. And throughout the seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E, he was like consistently there from seasons 1 through 9, and then sporadically through like seasons 11 through 14, and then even lesser like 19 to 20. So like earlier 2010s, he was like an actual like member, and then he started struggling with some of his own like personal things like weight. I think he became type 2 diabetic and he had to suffer some hospitalizations because at one point he wasn't taking like his insulin. And then he also developed social anxiety, and there have been like times in the shows where he has discussed or where like so the closest sister he was with was Khloe Kardashian, and he was staying with her and her husband at the time, Lamar Odom. And Khloe would hint of like Rob not really being comfortable being on like TV, and that he's doing much better being outside of it and things like that. But like also his weight gain was also something that like it was a lot of public stuff, and it was like, especially when you're going through something so personal like that, because it had seemed like a drastic weight gain, and there was like, especially because like his social anxiety was like coming out more, so people like connected it to like depression and things like that. So going through that publicly was very like, not exactly the best time for him. um So he actually had. Do you know the Cheetah Girls?
The what now?
The Cheetah Girls. You know it from Disney? Amigas,
I don't know what the heck that is.
friends for life. That's how the song goes. Um, it was okay. It was a movie series on Disney Channel that had Raven Simone. You know Raven, right? Like that's so
Yeah,
Raven.
yeah, yeah.
So she was like one of the cast. They were like a girl. They were a girl group through Disney, and they had like a movie, and it was four girls, and they would actually also have like concerts and stuff, kind of like Miley Cyrus being Hannah Montana. I was like that, like it was an actual thing. And he had gotten into a relationship um from 2007 to 2009 with one of the former members of the Cheetah Girls, and he had cheated on her. And
Oh, you were not intending for a pun there, I'm assuming.
oh, no, I hate you. But anyway, this kind of started being like a slight, decline into not so great because for him publicly, because she's a public figure, he's a public figure. And also, this is all happening on TV. And I just saw a clip too where she was saying, her name was Adrienne. She was saying how when they broke up because he cheated on her, she was just like, they both agreed they wanted to keep it, out of public eye. They just don't want to deal with like added like public opinion and drama and all of that. But then he went on TV and he was talking about it like through their show, because the whole point is to like record what's happening in their lives. And he read out an email that had, well, she had sent it, but her and her friend at the time were pretending to be like a fake boyfriend, like as if she already had a boyfriend, the girl Adrienne, because Rob kept calling her and trying to be like, please, can we get back together? Like, I'm so sorry, I cheated on you, all that stuff. So that happened, and that was kind of like, ugh, well, not kind of, it was pretty not good of him to do that. And then the next big thing that happened, other than just the occasion of like the fights he would get with his sisters, like the strained like relationship he had with Kim, um, he started, he got involved with someone named Black China. The names I'm about to say, Owen.
I'm not, this is, I mean, what was I expecting? This is the Kardashian world. I'm, whatever.
So before I get into this, let me tell you who Black China is. So first of all, her birth
Oh,
name,
yes, please. I'd love to know who that is.
her actual name is Angela Renee White. But she is black. She is black, and I'm not entirely sure why she chose the name Black China, but I can't tell you everything.
I don't know.
So she had previously dated a rapper named Tyga from 2011 to 2014. Do you know about this?
Oh, no, I know who Tyga is. I don't know what.
Oh, okay. I like where this is going. Hold on. And so they had a kid together named King Cairo.
All one word?
It was spaced when I read it.
Okay.
King Space
Still
Cairo.
probably not as weird as whatever Elon Musk named his child.
I don't even know what that is. I don't. I couldn't tell you. Um, so she even attended Kim's and Kanye's wedding in 2014 with Tyga. So they broke up, right? Like 2014. Tyga, 24 years old. There's rumors that begin swirling. He is dating Kylie Kardashian, who is 17. 24-year-old, 17-year-old. Yeah. So this timeline, at this point, Kylie's 17 when the rumors start. So obviously they confirmed the relationship when she's 18. So Kylie's 17, Tyga's 24, Rob is 27, and China is 26. Blac Chyna's 26. So because they have a kid together and everything too, and Blac Chyna doesn't appear to be the most at this time, like healthiest person, I would say. Like in terms of like drama filled esque, she starts basically kind of like bashing on Kylie or kind of like throwing shade. So the Kardashians are already kind of like, like I don't like her, but she's like the baby mama of Tyga. So like she's, as long as Kylie's with him, Blac Chyna's literally in the circle. And then in 2016, Robert Kardashian and Blac Chyna come out publicly as dating. Um, so which is causes a bit of issue considering that
Okay.
like already at this point the family does not like Blac Chyna because like already it's like already complicated because she's the ex-girlfriend of Kylie's boyfriend and she's also the baby mama, and now she's with Robert Kardashian.
So uh Robert and Kylie are step siblings,
No, half siblings.
half siblings. I never know the terminology for this stuff. So they're half siblings, and each of them is dating someone that used to be in a relationship with the other, and those two have a kid together already.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, this. I mean, if you ask me, like, does this seem like something that would be in a Kardashian world? Like, yeah, that makes sense.
So okay, um 10 weeks into the relationship, Robert proposes to Blac Chyna,
How many? How
and
what?
10 weeks into the relationship.
All right.
And this is starting when when I believe Robert Kardashian's going through his like weight gain and stuff. So he's already like feeling negativity. And I think he's also having like a strenuous relationship already with his family. Anyway, in general, because like there does appear to be some level of favoritism towards his sisters in comparison to him.
Yeah, I
Like,
wonder. Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah. So already that's a whole thing. So he's of course not going to be in the best headspace. So yeah, just 10 weeks into the relationship, he proposes to China, and I thought you would love this. The two of them celebrated their engagement with Blac Chyna's mom at a strip club.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, things are already crazy. Might as well make them a little more. Does she have a weird name too, or no?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look into her mom.
What's that one movie? It's like something Little China. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it's
Mm-mm.
Jackie Chan's in it. I think maybe I might be completely wrong. I have no idea, but it's like something Little China. So I was like gonna try to make some sort of pun, but I can't even remember the name of the movie. So
So 2016, we're still in 2016, the year of everything apparently. Um, the network E, which has the Keeping Up with the Kardashians show on it, they announced that Blac Chyna and Robert Kardashian will have their own reality TV show called Rob and China.
okay, all right,
Yeah. Okay.
that's awesome.
So then things really start to develop because basically within that same time period, what was it, like a couple weeks later or something, Blac Chyna comes out as that she's pregnant. So a thing that happened during the time that Blac Chyna was pregnant was that the Kardashian sister, well, I don't know if it's just Kardashian sisters. I think all of his sisters, like with the Kardashian Jenner ones too, they wanted to host what they basically called was like Robert's DILF shower, like a baby shower for him, because he's the only boy in the family. But he I think he was like busy or something. He was unable to attend the planned shower for I don't know what reason listed. So he wanted to send Blac Chyna in his stead, like in his place.
I
But
think it's in
Kim
his stead.
said, yeah,
I
I
think
really his stead.
steed is like a horse, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I thought a steed. I don't
Trusty
know.
steed in
I don't
his
know.
stead.
In
That's
his
how I've
steed.
heard it said.
I feel like steed is more correct to it.
I listen.
I'm not
If
gonna Google this
I would
anyway.
say,
So
yeah, there's no point. We live and die by the sword in there.
um whatever. In his place. We'll change it. We'll compromise. In his place. Um, but Kim said if Rob didn't go, then Blac Chyna wouldn't go. And that obviously would cause room for argument. And Rob publicly called out his sisters for like hosting this baby shower, not inviting Black China. And he had wrote in a tweet that's like now deleted, didn't invite the mother of my child to a baby shower. You were all trying to throw for me? Question mark. You must all have lost your damn minds. So now it's becoming even more public. Oh, not a good family relationship at the moment. And it only becomes worse. So Black China files eventually on she files her paperwork to trademark the name, like her actual name, like Angela Renee, with her new last name Kardashian, prior to her marriage to Rob yet, because now they're just fiancés. They didn't get married yet. With
Wait, you
the
trademark? You can trademark your name?
I think it's also because like the Kardashians, like the name, it's a brand now. They've made it a brand.
I didn't
So
know you could trademark your name. So
well,
like
it's because the reason she did it is because she was intending to use the name for entertainment services and as a professional entertainer. Um,
so that's what I was gonna ask is like when you trademark your name, it's not that you're saying like, oh, no one can have um like no one can have this name anymore. It's like no one can use this name for like commercial purposes. So like Kim Kardashian, like someone could name their child Kim Kardashian, but then that
mhm.
child can't grow up to have like their own show with their name.
Yeah, I think that's what's like. It's like, oh, the name, because like no one can genuinely like you cannot have this name,
I mean, I
especially with how
still
many
think
people
that's
are
kind of
having.
stupid because like what if like some guy named John Smith wants to like trademark his name and like he's like some sort of singer or something, and then there's another guy who's like uh
Well, then I
I
just
don't
think
know.
that like if that John Smith had like a brand based on that name, is affiliated with that name, then if another John Smith came by, they would have to do at least a little bit switching up to like distinguish the two. Because then if you like, let's say the other, like the second John Smith does something that's like bad, it could potentially hurt the reputation of the first one because people
Fair
might
enough.
confuse the names and like
Fair enough.
affiliate them together. And
Fair enough.
that's
I didn't think about that.
like,
Yeah, you're right.
um yeah, and then she also wanted to do like personal appearances by a social media celebrity, model, actress, and performer. So she wanted like this name because it's iconic, the Kardashian name,
For
like
business
close to her. Like
purposes, yeah.
it's obviously going to be affiliated with the Kardashians, and people are gonna like tune in more and be more likely to want her like at gigs and stuff. Of course, this wouldn't settle really well for the Kardashians. So
Just remember the name, and I wanted to insert it here.
oh my god.
Big Trouble in Little China. I'm pretty
Which
sure that
movie is this?
I have no idea. I just remember that name.
Have you seen this movie?
No, I've just heard the name. I don't know who's in it. I don't know what it's about. I just remember the name, and I'm trying to come up with some sort of pun. Like since right there when you said like, oh, obviously this did not go over with the Kardashian household, and I'm like, I was gonna say like Big Trouble from Black China.
Anyway, I'm going to continue on from that train wreck. So the Kardashians obviously fought against the trademark because they were able to claim in court that the brand would suffer damages, including irreparable injury to the reputation and goodwill, if China was allowed to use the name. So they're basically saying she's going to ruin the brand. She's going to like, there's going to be damage done to the name because of who she is. I feel like in a way, kind of inaccessibly going like, "You're too trashy for us," is how I kind of took it.
I mean, it could be that, or it could literally just be like, listen, we don't want anybody. Like, I don't even think if they liked somebody, they would let them take the name and like trademark it.
That's true, because that's a whole. I mean, it's the name. Like, it's literally a thing now.
Yeah,
It's
like I wouldn't like even if I liked somebody, I wouldn't just let them trademark my name like that.
so in March 2017, the petition that Black China made, it was just basically abandoned because it was like a whole legal battle. And of course, this even causes more of a strain on Rob's relationship with his sisters because he's like, backing up his wife or his soon to be wife. Oh, I didn't write the year on this, but on December 17th, um, there had started to be these kind of like, I don't know, not illusion or like alluding to like trouble between Blac Chyna and Robert. And before they had like Robert had said, um, because he had like deleted some of her photos on Instagram. So they seemed a little bit like on and off in a weird way. But he just said like we are not broken up. We just feel like it would be a lot healthier for our relationship if we kept a lot more to ourselves. It's impossible to have a positive relationship with so much negativity from the media and outsiders. And we would appreciate it if everyone respects that. But
You're asking for
then
something you can't have, pal.
But then he goes on to Snapchat, which becomes a very prevalent form of social media for them to like publicly air because they're blasting each other now. It just gets worse and toxic. So he went to Snapchat to claim that Blac Chyna had taken their daughter Dream and left him. So in retaliation, Blac Chyna accuses him of verbally abusing her. And I believe this was a tweet, she had said, Rob asked for all of this. Rob begged me to have Dream. He stressed me out my entire pregnancy. Oh no, this was in a deleted Instagram post. She continued saying, accusing me of cheating, going crazy on me with massive text blasts daily, being an absolute lunatic, and then cover it up with gifts. I was verbally abused every day. I was still there with nothing but high hopes for us. So then, a few days later, Rob basically admits that kind of like, it's all pretty much true because in a series of emotional Instagram posts, he was just basically saying like never been this broken in my life and just apologizing for his behavior. And he was saying things like, this weekend I was in an emotional bad place and did some things that embarrassed myself and my family. I apologize and I'm seeking help to deal with my flaws and issues. Please pray for me and I'm sorry. Tagging Blac Chyna, you are a great mother to our child and I love you.
I have a feeling someone else wrote that.
So it's just not good at all. It's very getting increasingly toxic. And I mean, already at the beginning, the relationship was not at a good, stable standing anyway, just given just the individual people and their background and like intertwined like experiences with each other. And while all this is happening, it's still like there's still issues between like within the Kardashian family about like Rob had been like saying some things about their mom Kris Jenner and Kylie, or like because Blac Chyna still doesn't like Kylie Jenner, and of course the Kardashians don't like Blac Chyna. So then there's also the added element of like Tyga and Blac Chyna being like a shit show, essentially. Um, so in February 2017, after like right after their first anniversary together, they were basically living in separate homes and focusing on work and their child. But then in spring 2017, it wasn't too long that all this kind of mutual, at least trying to get to a mutual common ground for like their child to like be like, what is it, like co-parent, like, be cordial with each other and stuff like that. Um, this is the bad part. Robert basically claims that Blac Chyna cheated on him on Instagram as a post, and then he proceeded to post sexually explicit photos and videos of her on his Instagram post.
Of her cheating?
No, just of like sexually explicit photos. So I'm assuming like nudes they shared with each other or like, stuff like that. He posted. So of course this goes against it because this is basically a form of pornography. So his Instagram account is suspended. And this also, it's a breach of privacy too, of course. And this is basically revenge porn. But he kind of doubles down with his actions because then he re-uploads this like some of the same images to Twitter. And then it took the social media site 30 minutes before the images were taken down. So now we've gotten into actual legal issues between the couple. Well, not couple. And they never got married, I believe.
Yeah.
So now, of course, she's going to file a lawsuit against him for like this is basically revenge porn. And she also goes on to Snapchat and she accuses him of physically abusing her. And on July 11th, I believe it's still 2017, she obtains a temporary restraining order against Robert Kardashian. So yeah,
Okay. All
that's
right.
when I was like reading that. I was like, how did I not know he did all that? Ooh. And then I remembered when you were like, well, we were kind of like comparing like out of the four of us siblings, like who we would be in the Kardashians, and I was like, let's not let's not do that anymore. After all of this, basically Black China, she filed a lawsuit against the Kardashian Jenner family for the first time in 2017. Her $100 million lawsuit includes a long list of offenses, including assault and harassment charges against Rob and alleged defamation carried out by Kim, Khloe, Kris, and Kylie Jenner. As
Going
far as
after everybody.
I'm
All
aware,
right.
yeah, this was actually kind of like a plot point for the show, I remember. And I don't think she won, or like I don't think this like actually fully carried out, if I remember correctly. But there was like a point in it, and like where like Kim was like, "This is fucking crazy," because like now like she like just like it was between Rob and Black China, and then like because also the Kardashians didn't want their name associated with her, she was and like they were of course like, yeah, we don't like her. She kind of went for all of them, trying to take them all at once. So as of right now, after this, I couldn't really find too much of Rob, because this is also when he started to, basically drop off the face of the earth. Um, so he is not at all appearing in their Hulu show that's premiered on April 2022. And because he doesn't want his life or the life of his daughter to be a part of it. And it seems like the family respects his decision. And as of right now, like anyone who ever comments on him, again, because he's not like really a public figure, like you can't really find too much of him online right now. It just says he mainly prioritizes being a good father to his daughter, and that he is currently like in a custody thing where it's like I think he had to have like supervised visits, but because he also kept having like some kind of like custody battles with Black China about like wanting to kind of have full custody of his daughter. But of course, given their very public history, it's become a bit of a struggle. So he's working on his health also because he wants to be healthy for his daughter. So he's really revolving his whole life around her, it seems.
I
Just wanting to
mean,
be dad and
if
stuff.
if that is all true, obviously that's good. I have a feeling a lot of that is PR, um, other people speaking for him, kind of thing. Um, that would be my guess. My hope is that it's all true and that he's whatever. But
I I hope, because also even just I remember just watching like him in the show, there was always like an element of just like for him it just wasn't as natural. Like he didn't feel comfortable. It almost seemed like he was a bit like just did it because everyone else was doing it,
well, I
maybe
was
a
gonna
little bit
say
of
it's like
pressure.
he was feeling like the odd man out, most likely. Like
Mm-hmm.
his sisters are obviously the center point of the show, and they're like, oh yeah, he's also part of the family. Let's include him a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, dang.
So like
When you first told me last time about this, I was thinking that he would just be like fed up with everything and like left, but nope. This is
no,
a
he would. I
Kardashian
mean,
exit.
in my opinion, like he would like lash out, but like in a way I thought like yeah, like kind of like rightfully so, because like you could there were also like sometimes like they would like be really them as siblings are really brutal to each other, and the way they talk to each other and even their own mom, like they can be really harsh, and I can't imagine knowing that that's going to be shown publicly, and then also comments on his weight, and now he's developed social anxiety, and now he's very much aware and commenting on how his mother prioritizes his sisters over him. I
I
was
was
like,
gonna
yeah,
say,
that's
like,
obviously gonna fuck with your head a bit.
from his point of view too, it's like how much of this was just kind of put on him and how
Mm-hmm.
much of it was his choice. Like maybe he literally thought like the only way I can have a relationship with my family is if I do this. Like because they're all doing it. So like, is there a world where he could have had like a normal dynamic with his family without being on it on any of the shows and stuff? It's like, I don't know, like from my perspective, from the outsider's perspective, the feeling I get is that if it's not for the show, I don't know why this family would even interact with each other.
Yeah, I
So it's
agree.
like, so if you're Rob and you're like, well, I want to have a good relationship with my mom, but she's only interested in talking about the show and the business and the blah 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 blah, then it's like, from that point of view, what can you do anyways?
Yeah, I feel like I'm like, regardless of like his actions, like everything he's been through, that doesn't obviously excuse the fucking like revenge porn. And like, if like he had admitted to basically verbally abusing her, I don't know about the physically abusing part, but it's like your background,
Yeah,
like there's like a weird fine line of just like you were kind of put in a bit shitty situation, but also like you, that doesn't excuse your shitty
that's
behavior. So
that's
I'm
the
hoping
like.
it's true that he's trying to be like a good dad and just move past it. Because also his daughter's gonna see that stuff one day. She's gonna know
Oh
all
no,
that
no,
happened.
the children of all these people are fucked. Like there's no way. Like what the Kardashians, how Rob was feeling is probably gonna be like one of those Kardashian kids is gonna have their own show, and then maybe one of their siblings or kids or whatever starts feeling left out. It's just they've potentially created a really nasty cycle that's just going to continue on for generations in their family now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's like half of it's like maybe you can feel sorry for some of them for some of the things that happened, but then it's like you've done this to yourself. Like you put yourself in this situation, but oh
Yeah,
well,
so that's my
Kardashians.
2 cents on the Kardashians. I do want to say this though. I completely forgot that like that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West did Taylor Swift like so dirty ones. And I remember like last episode I was kind of like I can kind of vibe with Kim. I don't vibe with Kim. There's some things that I can agree on, but I'm like as a true Swiftie, what happened? That could be my next topic. Oh, that's how
I
I
don't.
actually got
Oh
into
my
Taylor Swift.
god! If we get, I don't even think I want to get into Taylor Swift at all. Oh man,
I'll see what I
that's
do.
gonna.
There is another thing, like another current celebrity thing happening that I'll probably cover
Well,
that first.
we'll discuss this maybe next time. Because now it's my turn in the spotlight. All right, my top 10 game for this week. I think this is the most straightforward list I've given you so far. So, of all the lists, I think this is the one that you might actually get. Okay.
See, but you say that, I'm gonna feel terrible when I get it
I was
wrong
gonna say
because
I'm throwing
my
you a bone
thinking
here and
is
there.
stupid.
I'm throwing you a bone. If you can't figure this out, that's on you. Okay. So the way this works, I'm going to give you a list of 10 items from 10, starting with 10, working my way up to 1. I will not tell you what the list is for. You'd have to figure that out just using the items on the list. And you also get 3 hints slash yes or no questions or clues to help you guess. After each item on the list, you have a chance to guess as to what the list is for. And then, yeah, by the end of it, by the end of number 1, hopefully you can get it. And if you can't, oh, well, you suck. All right. Starting in at number 10, umbrella.
Okay, Rihanna song. Keep going.
In at number 9, soap.
Objects.
We have umbrella in at number 10, soap in at number 9. In at number 8, clean clothes. Any inklings so far?
Cleanliness. I don't know.
Anything?
Cleanliness, things that keep you clean, clean clothes, soap, an umbrella from the rain.
Okay. Do you want any hints or do you have any
No.
good? Okay. All right. In at number 7, recipe ingredients.
Shut up. Like recipes or like
Like for cooking.
like just the recipes or the ingredients for the recipes, like salt, pepper.
Like recipe ingredients. So like ingredients that would be listed on a recipe.
Like anything, Hoed. What the fuck?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, just think broad. I'm not going specific here. This is broad.
Oh, I hate you.
Okay. In at number 6, phone charger.
Things you'd find in a home.
No.
Are these home item related things?
I'm gonna say no.
This is annoying.
All right. In at number 5, wallet. Okay. So we have umbrella, then soap, then clean clothes, then recipe ingredients, then phone charger, and then wallet. Okay.
Things you're like, nope, never mind. I was going to say things you're likely to forget when you're traveling, but what the fuck would you need like
I mean, you get a free guess after every single item. So if you want to guess that,
mm-hmm.
there's you don't get punished for not for getting it wrong. So
Is it? No, I don't know. I don't know. The recipe one is throwing me off. I can't. Okay.
okay. In at number 4, we have keys.
Things you're likely to forget on your way out.
No. You have 2 more questions / hints that you can use if you want.
Is this anything remote? No. Wait. Okay, hold on. Let me think this through. Is this at all something that could inconvenience a person?
Definitely.
Keep going.
Okay. You asked a great question and I gave you an answer and you're like even more lost now it looks like. Okay. In at number 3, we have cell service.
Things people can't live without?
No. All right. You have one final question / asking for a hint. And that was your number 3 item. So you have 2 more items on the list. In at number 2, toilet paper.
Things you wouldn't want to forget.
I'll say close. Okay. So before I give you the final item, do you have any questions or do you want a hint? You got one more.
Okay. It's somewhere in the realm of things you would. Is it like things you would want like in your house? Or you would want this on you? Like if you don't have this, it is a great inconvenience.
If you don't have this, it would definitely give you an inconvenience for sure. That is almost you're like really close, but this final one is either gonna throw you for a complete loop or nail it for you. Okay. In at number 1.
Okay.
Time. So I'm gonna go through the whole list again. In at number 10. Time. So in at number 10, umbrella. Number 9, soap. 8, clean clothes. 7, recipe ingredients. 6, phone charger. 5, wallet. 4, keys. 3, cell service. 2, toilet paper. And number 1, time. You have no more questions / hints, so you have to get it here.
Things you wouldn't want to run out of.
You know, I'll give you it. It was another way of wording it, but yes, you're right. It was basically the way I said it was top 10 worst things. Top 10 worst things to not have when you need them. So like an umbrella.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. The toilet paper one alluded to that.
Right? Because I was like, if you don't have toilet paper, you're screwed. Right? But okay, so umbrella. You can just run through the rain, right? It's the number 10 spot. Number 9, soap. Not ideal, but if you just have water at least, you can make do, or hopefully you have hand sanitizer or something. 8, clean clothes, right? Because usually if it's like you need clean clothes, and if you don't have
I
clean
would just
clothes
like to
for a moment.
say hygiene is very important. And I just want to say specifically for men, just having water run down your body, that doesn't count as hygiene. Just like to put that out there.
I didn't say okay. I'm not. I didn't say any. I just said it's it's not great. You're gonna need soap, but and I said body. I was thinking either body soap or hand soap, either way. But okay, so number 7, recipe ingredients. So
Oh,
like
I think I see.
if you come home and you have like and you want to cook something, but you're missing ingredients from the recipe, you're like, oh damn it. So not great to not have it. 6, phone charger. That's a classic.
Yeah, I
5,
hate that.
wallet.
That's just angry.
4, keys. Those are like the typical basic whatever. Now I put cell service in at number 3 because I feel like I specifically the way I worded this is when you need them, right? So when you need cell service is usually like pretty important. Like you need like an emergency call or something like that. So like to not have cell service then would suck.
Yeah, it's happened to me before. I can agree. It sucked.
I was gonna say,
Well,
so in it number 2, toilet paper. I mean, I don't even know what I do.
I have a
Like
story.
we'll save that for next time maybe. In it number 1, time. I mean, that's like the most classic, like like everybody wants
That
more
was the one that
time.
kind of gave it away of like, oh, you don't have enough of like that was like a
Yeah,
little riddle one.
yeah. So, what do you think about the list? And that anything you would change around?
I feel like I put wallet up higher just because like there's like stuff in there that like you don't want to lose, like your form of
Fair enough. Yeah.
ID and like whatever cards and money and stuff. And especially if you need it, like in a moment you need it, like what if you're like traveling or something and then you're mugged and then you're like because some people nowadays they do the thing where it's like instead of having a passport they have like that stupid like card, which is like just have a passport, like, but they have that card thingy now. Have you heard of that?
Nope.
In the US now where it's like it's something I feel like there's a star or something on it and it's a card form of it's like an identification that serves as a passport.
I don't think it's been implemented yet. I think they're transitioning into it, but some people have already started getting it, I think. I can't remember what it was called, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Also, because for some other for especially it's going to be an issue for countries who don't do it because they're going to be like, what is this? Like, this isn't a passport. And I've heard I've seen like videos and stuff of people going like it has caused problems for them when they were boarding, like literally about to get
I was
on a
gonna say
plane.
I thought it was just a domestic
were
thing.
like,
I thought it was just a domestic thing to be like, you can't just use your driver's license anymore. You got to have this. Because for international flights, you definitely need your passport, is my assumption.
I've seen that people have tried to use it like as
Well,
that, and then like it's so stupid too. Like I've seen it where like they literally try to hand it to the boarding agent and they're like, do you have your passport? Like, what is this? And they're like, oh yeah, I do. And they're literally like pulling through their bag trying to find it. And it's like, just why did you think that would work? Anyway, that's just
well, I mean, that might be on the US's part of not explaining that carefully enough.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, so that was my top 10 game list. Again, you got it. So far, that's the only one you've gotten, but I tried to make that one, good enough.
You were seeing all the other ones and you were like, I need to go easy on her.
I'm not going to be I'll throw you a bone every now and then, but I like keeping it complicated. So that was that. We're going to wrap this up with the miscellaneous stuff. I'm going to continue basically with my reaction of BTS songs. I've never listened to BTS before this podcast, or I think maybe I've heard like clips here and there, but I've never heard a like full song, I don't think. But anyways, so we started doing that for this podcast every week. I listen to a song. Andrea's giving me a list of songs that are from BTS or BTS members, and I just listen to it during the week, and then I try to describe it to Andrea, and she tries to guess which BTS song it is off the list. This week, I think it's going to be really easy for you, because this was just like mostly rap. Uh, so I'm pretty sure you already know which one this is. And so far, it is probably my favorite of the three that I've listened to so far. There you go. That's really all I got.
Well, what was the beat like? Like, okay, because I have two in my head. I have On the Street with J. Cole, and then I also have Ugh.
Okay.
Was it
so
like,
it wasn't like the vibe of the song was pretty chill and like almost existential, religious at times, I think. It was just chill. Wasn't like
On the Street.
Correct. Yeah. I think J. Cole specifically, he got into some like religious stuff in his part. If I remember correctly. But yeah, so far.
How did you find that one? Because you said before that you liked J. Cole.
Yeah, no, I that's probably why it's my favorite one so far. I like him. The who was the J Hope. Yeah. More crazy names. It's actually not that bad, but he was just he's a member of BTS that did his own thing with J Cole. Yeah. Correct. Okay. Yeah, his parts were not bad. I think definitely the little like the actual music and rhythm and beat of the song was actually like pretty good. I like from J Hope's part. I'm assuming their English isn't like the best because his kind of the things he had to say in the song were pretty like it was like pretty repetitive. I don't know. It was just kind of saying very similar stuff over and over again. J. Cole's obviously the one that came in with the rap, but yeah, I mean, so far that was probably my favorite so far. Pretty good. Looking I was at like
what?
Oh no, I was gonna say I was kind of thinking of like, should I add this to my playlist? I literally just have a playlist on Spotify where I just add every single song that I like and just listen to, like, just put it on shuffle, and I have like, I don't know, probably close to 1,000 songs on there by now. But it was like just on the verge of being able to add to my playlist, but I don't think it's quite there yet.
Okay. I'll see if I'm wondering if you like this vibe. Maybe you would like, because my personal, like, out of all their solo careers, the one I have been vibing with the most has been he's the main English, he's the only like really English speaker of the group. His name's Kim Namjoon, like RM is his like stage name. His is like he's a rapper, but he also does more of like chill. Like he's also very introspective. So like his style of lyricism is more of like kind of like deep and like so the beats also go with it, but he can like it like ranges. I don't know. I might put some of his because I personally I gravitate towards his music the most. He's had two well, he has one album and I think like two mix or three mixtapes. But yeah, and he's like, do you know Anderson .Paak?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's worked with Anderson .Paak and
nice.
All that. I like that. That's a really good song. I actually might just send it just for you just to listen to for fun. Because it's pretty good. Okay.
But yeah, I was thinking once we finish with this BTS listen, there, I think the big whale is on the horizon after this. I don't know Taylor Swift music.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that. Say less, Joel. Say
we less. Might get there. We might get there. Who knows? I'm not gonna promise anything, but maybe once we're done with this list of BTS songs, that'll be the next thing we go after. I would because I was literally trying to think yesterday because I forgot I was watching something on YouTube and someone said something about Taylor Swift and I was like, I don't know that I don't know how many songs I can even name from Taylor Swift.
And
Like
her
I
best ones are like definitely not the ones you would have heard because they're not the ones that they play on the radio. Like you would literally listen, you would hear like the way she like her lyricism, and you'd be like, "Wow,
no,
that's
I've heard
poetry."
that she's really good at writing music. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I've heard
she's
she's a really good
crazy.
songwriter. I've from the music that I've heard, like the
Yeah,
radio stuff, I'm like,
that's mainstream stuff.
I don't
Those
know.
aren't really my favorites of her. I don't like the ones. So, My Little Baby Cat Folklore. Some of my favorite is from that folklore album, and you don't really hear that on the radio. And that's more chill. That's more of like the my napping playlist because it's really good.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Maybe one day. Anyways, that's been it for this week. Um, I gave you a good list. You told me about Rob. I was hoping for a little better from him, but it's
Yeah,
the
I
Kardashian
also
world. What was I expecting?
I feel like I misled you last time.
No, I mean you literally just gave me very little to work with, and I was like, oh, maybe he's ran away and did his own thing, and he's doing great. But I don't know about that. Um, okay, so that's been it. We'll see you guys next week. Andrea, go screw yourself.
I hate you.